Hey guys, we're reacting to Fact Fiction today, and we've got the 10 dumbest criminals caught on camera. Oh, look at this, we're starting in Aussie. Well, this is appropriate.
It's essential when stealing an ATM machine to make sure that you take your chain in your pickup truck. So, when a guy from Queensland, Australia
Oh! Look out! This is where I live. I'm trying to see if I can recognize where this is.
decided to do just that, he had all the necessary equipment. Like any good citizen, he tied his chain to the rear of his stolen truck and made his merry way to innocently rob the ATM machine from a gas station.
Oh my god, this is so stupid. I don't think people usually realize how, I mean, obviously all machines are different, but I don't think people realize how securely fastened these machines are to the ground. And even if you can get one away, there's like a security mechanism, I think, inside most ATM machines that like damages the money because it's covered under insurance, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please let me know, by all means. I don't want to give false information. But these sumbitches coming with their ute think it's so easy to pull out an ATM. It is not.
Turned up at the store, smashed his way through the glass door with the help of his trusty hammer, and made his way inside. He tied his chain to the ATM machine, and then it was simply time to go home and count his earnings.
This guy's like a bull in a china shop, man.
What the man didn't realize was that his chain had come unhooked, and his vehicle wasn't connected to the machine.
I bet you anything he doesn't notice that the chain's come unhooked and he drives off.
As a result, he drove away without any earnings.
No! How can he not tell that it wasn't chained up? Don't tell me he's gonna come back.
He logically returned to the scene
of the crime dude, really?
Attempt to try again. It was then that he realized his chain was too short, so he left the scene without a cent, cashless, brainless, and profitless.
I hope they got that sumbitch, seriously. What an idiot. We got the bank robber. Okay.
After completing a successful bank robbery, it's of course imperative to brag about your success on YouTube. When 19-year-old Nebraskan Hannah Sabata stole a car, held up a bank at gunpoint, and made her getaway with $6,000, she decided to advertise her feat in a bizarre online video. But
oh, dude. Why would you rat on yourself? And I mean, for anything. Like, it doesn't even have to be for a crime, but just in life, period. If you do something that you know people don't like or are not going to approve of, you gotta keep your mouth shut. Surely the most sane individual knows this.
But it wasn't enough to be pragmatic about it. So, inspired by the creative hijinks of songsmith Bob Dylan, she did so wordlessly, artfully holding up handwritten signs in front of the camera.
No.
These signs spelled out the details of her crime, her feelings, and her intentions of how to spend the money. The video also sees her fanning herself with a wad of cash, pretending to smoke a cigar, and holding up the keys to the stolen vehicle. In the footage, she describes the robbery as the best day of her life.
It's a real shame when people will rob a 7-Eleven or a bank or anything, and then they'll get $6,000 and act like it's life-changing. I mean, take desperation and the state of the economy aside, $6,000 armed robbery, you're probably going to go to prison for at least a decade. Is $6,000 worth it for a long prison sentence? I think not. This chick is a moron. My gosh. Well, this is why she's doing stupid stuff. She looks like she's high and drunk all the time.
Despite her dedication to remaining clandestine, the police somehow managed to discover the perpetrator of the crime, and she was swiftly arrested and charged.
Oh shit, I'm gonna give her that. Look at that, look at the look on her face. She's getting arrested and she's smiling. Dude, there's something cuckoo about this one, surely. This is just not right.
Hannah Sabata will spend between 10 and 20 years behind bars.
The Botch Boys, alright.
Gloves? Check. Bandanas? Check. Gun? Oh yeah. Foolproof plan? Nope. But 3 out of 4 ain't bad. CCTV footage from a London alleyway shows 2 men chatting while they slowly don what they must believe to be the very best in robbery fashion.
That's pretty good footage too. I mean, I don't know if the camera there is obvious, and I mean, obviously they don't know they're being filmed, but I mean, the footage there is fantastic.
Unfortunately for them, they are blissfully ignorant of the CCTV camera beside them, clearly capturing every detail of their stupid faces.
Stupid faces. You would just think that they would put their hoodies on, or their balaclavas, or their bandanas, or whatever, on before they even hit this alleyway. This just seems crazy to me. I mean, we have an expression here in Australia, prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. I think that includes robberies, I'm just saying. It's like they prepared after they got to the scene of the crime.
The alleyway, gun in hand, ready to rob their victim at gunpoint. Slightly out of shot, they approach the man, who is believed to have been targeted for his expensive and flashy car. When the potential victim runs away to alert police, the brave and noble robbers also run from the scene. Who knows what the pair were expecting? Maybe they were anticipating a smoother transaction. Cell phones are expensive, cell phone contracts are expensive, but we all need a cell phone. So one cheeky chancer decided to try his hand at a brand new money-saving tactic in order to save some cash and still receive his daily Instagram fix. After casually wandering around a phone store for a little while, it was time for the plan to be put into place.
I would imagine that the security camera presence in a phone store would have to be massive. Because usually they're pretty big, and even if there is a lot of staff, they're usually attending to someone. So I could only imagine in a store like this, it would be easy to grab something off the shelf or the counter and just slip it in your pocket, walk out, none the wiser. Yeah, I'd imagine the camera presence would be really, really big in a store like this. I would like to think the point being that most people that walk into a store like this would know that there's footage everywhere. So I'm very curious to see what this guy does.
Our thief in the making took some initiative, grabbed his favorite handset, and made a dash for the door. But as we all know, cell phones are attached to their display tables by retractable cords.
Oh, so it's a double whammy! Not only do they have cameras, but it was stuck to the counter!
By the CCTV footage, the man was too embarrassed to make a quick getaway. When the bemused store assistant enters the frame, the crappy crook looks bashful and ashamed. He then casually wanders out of the store. Back to the Nokia 3210 for this guy, at least.
I tell you what, that guy was lucky that it didn't go any further than that. I mean, I would have pressed charges if I was the person in that store. But hey, nothing wrong with going back to the Nokia. I remember playing Snake back in the day. It was absolutely awesome. One of the best video games ever.
To that Snake.
The Wiener Thief. Like, is he stealing hot dogs or is he stealing men's cocks? I don't know what they're talking about here.
Some people steal money, some people steal cars, some people steal diamonds, and some people steal sausages.
Oh, right, it is sausages. Okay, not cocks. No.
Caught Ricardo Cardona as he spent 20 minutes trying to break through the front door of his favorite local meat store, clearly in a desperate frenzy to appease his
I do like my protein.
After making his way inside, he entered the meat cooler where he grabbed just a few scrumptious sausages. Now, we've all been drunk, and we all know that when the booze takes over, we want two things, food and sleep. And Ricardo was no different. After firstly making his way to the exit, he re-entered the building and decided to get comfortable in the office for a little nap.
I mean, imagine that! Like, you want to steal food, you would think there would be an easier option than breaking into a building. Like, there's so many markets and food outlets on the street, you could literally just be like, yonk and run away. Not that I encourage criminality, of course. But, I don't know, breaking into a building, going into the freezer and everything, just seems like a lot of effort and a lot of trouble for a couple wieners, I'm just saying.
He was then awoken by employees who arrived the next morning ready to start work. They found
him
with
fell
his
asleep
feet kicked
in
up
there.
on the desk, very much at home, and probably dreaming of a big sausage
smorgasbord. That all looks amazing, I'm not gonna lie.
He was later charged with criminal trespassing. It is unknown whether Ricardo was allowed to keep the sausages, and which type his drunken mind opted for. Important to look good. We can't all go around wearing the same clothes every day. Pregnant Danielle Saxton felt this compulsion a little bit too much, so instead of waiting for her next paycheck, she made the ditzy decision to simply steal some new garments and jewelry from her local boutique.
This is the top 10 dumbest criminals video, so I wonder what has gone wrong here compared to normal conventional shoplifting.
When the 27-year-old arrived home with her loot, it was photo time. She and her pals took a few snaps of a little modeling session in which she posed wearing the very best of her bargains. She swiftly posted the images on Facebook, and like any self-respecting member of today's social media society, she added one as her profile picture. When the clothes store appealed online to find the thief, keen-eyed locals contacted the store to report Danielle's brand new wardrobe. Most stupidly of all, one of the stolen pieces was a unique and distinctive fluorescent leopard print dress, so it didn't take long to confirm that she was indeed the light-fingered thief.
Well, hey guys, loose lips sink ships, but if you steal clothes from the rack, you must be on crack. Stop ratting on yourself. Seriously, what is everyone's obsession with being on social media after they do a crime?
Cabs are useful for two things: a quick ride to another place and a handy holdup to earn some extra cash. One charmless man decided to climb into the back of a cab, gun in hand, and demand that the driver hand over all his money.
Oh, man. I mean, this is stupid for two reasons. One, again, armed robbery. It's probably going to have an absolute minimum of a 10-year sentence depending where it is. And second of all, I mean, most people pay for their cab digitally these days. It's not like the 80s or the 90s anymore. People swipe their car and then dink. I'd be surprised if this guy had more than like $50 or $100 at best, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how old this video is. But the poor guy, this must be incredibly traumatic, this one. Look, he's brave as well. Good for him.
Give me everything you got. Give me that now. All right. I need it now. All right. I can make it the easy way, or we can make this the hard way, man. Everything I got, man. Keep your hand where I can see him. I just started.
Yeah, you just see he doesn't have that much cash.
Unfortunately for the gunman, the cab driver had just started his day at work and was in possession of a measly $11.
Boom, there you
not
go.
Quite
See
the
what I mean?
jackpot scoop he was probably expecting. It'll buy you a coffee or two, but it's not quite enough to retire to the Bahamas like a gang lord kingpin. During the robbery, CCTV footage overhears the gunman tell the driver to hand the cash over if you don't want to die. A few seconds later, he then tells him, "I'm not gonna hurt you." Talk about mixed messages.
The easy way, man. Let me see your wallet and let me see your phone. I need it all right now if you don't want to die, man. Okay.
Yeah, man, look, I know some people get desperate and times are tough, but I just still can't believe that people are, like, this guy's probably going to go away for decades over $11 frickin' dollars. This definitely deserves to be in the top 10 dumbest criminals, everybody.
I'm not going to hurt you. Just give me everything you got. Sorry, I don't have anything.
So he's trying to go in his own pockets now, too.
Bad to worse. As it turns out, the vehicle behind the cab is a cop car.
Oh, look at that!
The cop casually walks up to the cab and nonchalantly arrests the criminal.
There's a cop behind us. There's a cop behind us.
Oh, whoop whoop, it's a popo.
18-year-old Victor Martinez Herrera faces up to 10 years in prison.
10 years over $11.
When looking for a low-cost alternative to an expensive disguise, there are a few options: stockings, balaclavas, a newly grown beard, the list goes on. But two dopey robbers in Iowa, after deciding to get drunk and rob a house, had a different plan. In order to disguise themselves, they daubed their faces with permanent marker. Yep, permanent marker.
Oh my god, that's like if you're sleeping on the couch or having a nap and your 5-year-old little sister comes and draws on your face. So this is their idea of a disguise. So they think they've got a little bit of permanent marker on their face and no one's going to be able to tell the difference between their regular look and a slightly dirty look. I mean, that looks no different than if they went playing outside and they had a little bit of dirt in their face because they've been spending too long in the sandbox. That's crazy, man.
Matthew McNally and Joey Miller scribbled a bunch of lines and squiggles on their foolish faces. One of them drew a beard and a mustache, while the other wisely opted for something apparently resembling a superhero mask. It is alleged that they chose their victim because one of the men believed that his girlfriend may have been having an affair with the homeowner. Police were called to the scene after someone reported that men with painted faces were about to rob a house. The officers stopped the car at gunpoint and discovered them in the vehicle with the bizarre and unusual drawings on their faces, and later joked about them having the worst disguise ever.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna stand out even more with, you're better off not putting anything on your face. Because, I mean, look at these two guys. They just look like Joe Schmo. They probably look like anyone else that is wandering around. Any average Joe that's wandering around in their state. But boom, instead of disguising themselves, they're just, I mean, look, it's like if Waldo in the picture book Where's Waldo just became instantly 5 or 6 times the size. Well, oh, there he is, there's Waldo. It's no freaking different than that.
The pair were charged with second-degree burglary.
My gosh.
To smash a car window, you need something hard, something durable, something sturdy. One Irish criminal and drug addict decided he fancied helping himself to a brand spanking new Mercedes, and step one in his well-crafted plan was to find an object and chuck it through the window of the car. So he did all the right things.
Well, hang on. I mean, hey, if you're getting a Mercedes, a BMW, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, any mid-level or high-level car, why would you ruin it by smashing in the window? You learn how to, like, pick the lock or something? Because all of a sudden the luxury car is no longer a luxury car if you do that. You've ruined it.
He found a car, he put up his hood, and he found a brick. The perfect tool for smashing in a window.
A brick?
CCTV footage then shows him approaching the car and getting ready to unleash the fury. He throws the brick, his mind awash with images of wealth, happiness, and success. In just a few seconds, he'll be cruising along in his new steed, picking up chicks, making men jealous, and leaving a trail of smoke in his wake. Unluckily for him, things don't go as anticipated.
Does he know how to hotwire the thing?
The brick rebounds off the car window.
Oh! No! I didn't realize the windows on those cars were that good. I have to admit, I've never tried to throw a brick at a car window before. That guy has either knocked himself out or at least given himself a concussion. This is crazy. This isn't instant replay.
Him dropping to the ground and remaining there
again
until discovered by the landlord of a nearby pub, who initially suspected him to be the unfortunate victim of a hit-and-run attack. At first, the criminal claimed that he was beaten up and left for dead, but when the landlord noticed dents in the bodywork of what turned out to be his car, it didn't take a genius for the truth to unfold. Maybe next time, he'll try using a sponge. When you're committing a crime, there's one golden rule: don't show your face. At criminal college, that's the first lesson. It's top of the list. It's the motto of the criminal. One robber obviously didn't read the how-to guide before embarking on his first ill-fated heist. The intelligent and sharp Rodney Knight Jr. broke into the family home of a journalist and his son and stole 2 laptops, $400 in cash, and a windproof winter coat.
Okay, so they got a bunch of stuff including the laptops. Seems like no one is home. What could possibly go wrong here? How could they screw this up?
After arriving home, Rodney concocted a cunning plan. He decked himself out in his brand new coat, switched on one of the laptops, and
See,
took
these
a
guys
picture
are
of
ratting on
himself
themselves.
wearing the coat and flashing the cash. He then posted his picture on his Facebook, or so he thought. Unfortunately for the 19-year-old, he had actually posted the picture on the account of the boy from whom he had stolen. So when the boy's friends logged in on their profiles, they were able to clearly see the smug mug of the man who had stolen the device.
Oh my god, this is crazy, man. It's a real big problem that people want clout that much that they're not only willing to risk their well-being for it, but their freedom as well. This is absolutely incredible. Insane. I don't even know the words for it. This is probably like the 3rd or the 4th case we've seen of this alone on this video. Look at him, smug son bish. Enjoy 20 years in prison. I hope you share a cell with Big Bubba.
Not surprisingly, Knight was quickly caught and charged for his crimes. Next time, Rodney, read the manual, and don't experiment with a webcam.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the 10's Dumbest Criminals. They're all pretty stupid. See you on the next video, everybody.